Hello, hello. How are you? This is Heena from Team Vallath, and after completing a series on post-colonial theorists that you must know for UGC NET, I start with the new series from today, which is Feminist Thinkers You Must Study for Your NET English exam, right? Now, who are the top ones on the list of these feminist thinkers? Mary Wollstonecraft, followed by Virginia Woolf, then Simone de Beauvoir and Kate Millett, then Elaine Sholter and Helen Sixou, then Judith Butler and Bell Hooks, then Kimberly Crenshaw and Gayatri C. Spivak, and Thoril Moi. These are the ones that I will cover slow and steady in my series. In today's lecture, we will talk about the first two feminist thinkers, their life, their works, what is majorly important when you need to study for the exam. So in a nutshell, you will come to know everything about these writers. Okay, so I will discuss Mary and Virginia. Let's start with Mary first. Are you excited? I am very much. Mary Wollstonecraft lived from 1759 to 1797. That's actually a short period of life on earth. But then, yes, she was the foundational figure of first wave feminism. Now, during this first wave feminism, the writers said that women are not naturally inferior to men. They only appear inferior because they lack education. So, in Mary's works or in Mary's speeches, you will feel that she gives a lot of stress on educating women. Okay. And Mary is called the mother of modern feminism. The question, who is the mother of modern feminism? It is Mary Wollstonecraft. You should know she had a very famous husband. Actually, it was her second husband, and her daughter also was the writer of Frankenstein. So, Mary was the wife of William Godwin, the English philosopher, and she was the mother to Mary Shelley, right? But when she gave birth to Mary in 1797, she died just a few days later because of childbirth complications. And what influenced Mary the most? It was French Revolution. French Revolution's ideals of liberty, equality, and rights. Okay? Come now, famous quotes by Mary, you will understand how she wrote, how she spoke. Quote, I do not wish them, that is, women, to have power over men, but over themselves. Next quote, strengthen the female mind by enlarging it, and there will be an end to blind obedience. Mary did not want women to just blindly obedient to their husbands, to their families. No, she wanted the female mind to be enlarged through education. Next quote, make women rational creatures and free citizens, and they will quickly become good wives. I love this quote. This is so true even till today. Give women the little education, the little independence that she needs. Give her that rational brain, give her freedom. She will become a good wife. She will. Okay, let's move on. Now, understand the most important book by Mary. The name of it is A Vindication of the Rights of Woman. Published in the year 1792, the major ideas discussed in this book are that women are rational human beings. They are not decorations. They are not decorative objects. Why are women taught from infancy to value beauty over intellect? Why are they told that just, be very attracted to your husband? No. Listen to this quote. Very strong it is. Quotation start. Taught from infancy that beauty is woman's scepter, the mind shapes itself to the body, and roaming round its gilt cage only seeks to adorn its prison. A woman has entered this prison from infancy, where she is told that the more beautiful you are, the more worthy you are in this life, which is not the case, Mary said, right? Another famous ideas discussed in this book, A Vindication of the Rights of the Woman, are Mary was not a radical feminist in the modern sense. No, she just demanded reform within society by saying that women deserve equal education, they are rational beings. Then why are they forced to work in the house and become domestic tyrants? See, understand. If I am only allowed to be in the house, not go out, not given enough space for myself, I will become a tyrant in the house, which means I will start acting very badly in the house. I will start acting irrational in the house. I will become a demon in the house. That is, I will become a domestic tyrant, but I will be forced to do that against my nature. Okay? Listen to this question. Mary belonged to which feminist tradition? Of course, liberal feminism. Will you remember this? Liberal feminism. Now, here, look, the Genevan philosopher Jean-Jacques Rousseau or Jean-Jacques Rousseau, he was also a foundational Enlightenment philosopher, just like Mary. Both of them lived in the same era, but their views were poles apart based on gender, education, human rights. How? Rousseau believed women should be educated only to please men, but Wollstonecraft rejected this completely. Wollstonecraft argued that both sexes, that is, men and women, possess equal capacity for reason. Yes? Wow. Now, today, co-education schools, of course, girls and boys studying together, but in Mary's time, it was not there. She was the one who supported co-ed education, and which was radical for 18th century, right? And it was her work that actually inspired the future feminine thinkers like Simone, Virginia, and Elaine Sholter. Okay? This is the last slide for Mary. Please listen to the famous works by Mary. You should know them other than the Vindication. First, Thoughts on the Education of Daughters, published in 1787. This talks, of course, of women's education, daughters' education. Next, Mary, a Fiction, published in 1788, which was an early feminist fiction. Next, I just spoke of it. A Vindication of the Rights of Women is 1792, but another book is A Vindication of the Rights of Men of 1790. Imagine, she wrote for men and for women. The men one attacked Edmund Burke, or it was like a political response to Edmund Burke. And we just spoke of the Vindication of Rights of Women. Next, Letters written in Sweden, Norway, and Denmark, published in 1796. It was actually an early travel writing. And one work of Mary Wollstonecraft, which was published posthumously after her death. It was published in 1798. The name of this work was Maria, or the Wrongs of Woman. It was actually a radical feminist fiction. She was liberal. This work was exceptional. With this, I'm done with Mary for the day. But now the second writer that we'll talk about is Virginia Woolf, everybody's favorite, right? And I had to tell you this, that I have started with my own channel, which is about storytelling. Being English lovers, stories from all over the world are our interest. Thinking this in mind, I decided why not start a YouTube channel, or I am on Insta and on Facebook as well. I am with the name Tell a Tale with Heena, Tell a Tale with Heena, where I speak of chota little stories about life, education, morality. You will love it if you're if actually you're a literature lover. So go check it out, Tell a Tale with Heena. Coming back here, let's talk about Virginia Woolf. Look at this beautiful face on the screen, which actually had to bear a lot in life, a lot of losses. Her life was exemplary but tragic. Her end was very sad. She's none other than Adeline Virginia Stephen, after marriage called Virginia Woolf, lived from 1882 to 1941. One of the most influential modernist novelist, and a female critic of the 20th century. I've done a short on our Vallath YouTube channel, Modernism versus Postmodernism, where I speak about who are modernists, who are postmodernists in a nutshell. Please go check it out. It'll be a lot of help to you. Come back to Virginia. She played a major role in developing a technique called stream of consciousness. What is stream of consciousness narration? It does not talk about the external surroundings a person is in. It only talks about a person's feelings, thoughts, inner desires, and that also in a continuous flow. Easiest example, I might be very quiet on the outside, but my brain is always flowing, thinking of new ideas. I am fragmentally connecting the past to the present, thinking of a future. My mind is flowing, my mind is swaying with continuous thoughts. That is stream of consciousness. My mind is conscious. It works like a stream of consciousness. Wow. Talk about her biography, her lifestyle. She was born into a very intellectual family. Born in London in 1882, her father was Leslie Stephen, who was a famous writer, critic, biographer. Her mother, Julia, was associated with pre Raphaelite painters. She was beautiful. Virginia's mother was also a philanthropist, Julia Stephen. Okay. So, because of having such an influential family, Virginia's papa had a huge library in the house. So, Virginia and her sisters were educated at home. They had access to the huge papa's library, because of which Virginia got those initial thoughts and ideas about Victorian literature. It was only later that she attended a college which was called King's College, London. And here she started developing ideas on women's education. Okay. Bloomsbury Group. Virginia saw a lot of tragedies in life. Her mother died, her half sister died, her father died. So, when her father died in 1904, Virginia and her siblings moved to Bloomsbury area in London. Here she got associated with these famous writers group. The name of this group was Bloomsbury Group. Famous intellectuals of this group were E.M. Foster, Roger Fry, J.M. Keynes, Lytton Strachey, and Leonard Woolf. Okay, what did Bloomsbury Group do? It rejected the rigid Victorian morality. It promoted artistic freedom and progressive ideas. So here she met Leonard Woolf, and that's how she married him and became from Virginia Stephen to Virginia Woolf. Okay, so they married in the year 1912, and together, look at this poster, Mr. and Mrs. L. Woolf and the Hogarth Press. Today, like how we are printing press, it's a very lucrative business if you know how to start it. Let me tell you, it's a good business option. So they established, the husband and wife, Leslie and Virginia, together established the Hogarth Press in the year 1917. She published her own writings, writings of T.S. Eliot, many other writers. She translated Simon Freud through her publication house. So Hogarth Press is whose? Virginia Woolf and Leonard Woolf. Okay, Leonard. Did I say Leslie a little before? Forgive me. It's, of course, Leonard Woolf, husband to Virginia Woolf. Now come to famous writings by Virginia. First, I'll talk about the novels, then essays. She's a novelist as well as an essayist. Talk about her first novel, which is The Voyage Out. The Voyage Out, published in 1915. First novel of Virginia, which actually showed her movement away from conventional realism, away. Through the character Rachel Winrace, who is a major character in The Voyage Out, Woolf explored freedom, sexuality, psychological depth. Then there is Night and Day, then there is Jacob's Room, then there is Mrs. Dalloway of 1925, which talks of two lives in one day London. Then there is To the Lighthouse of 1927. It's a very lovely novel. How a son wants to go to the lighthouse, but he's being denied again and again. Then Orlando of 1928, which was Virginia's tribute to her lover, to her female lover, Rita Sackville West. Will you remember? You will. Orlando is an experimental biography. Then came The Waves, which talks about 6 characters from 6 different, lives. The Waves of 1931. Okay? After this, talk about essays of Virginia. Take a break. We spoke about the novels. Are you ready? Essays. 2 famous essays by Virginia are Modern Fiction of 1919, republished in 1925, then A Room of One's Own of 1929. In her first essay, Modern Fiction, she attacked the traditional materialistic writers who focus too much on external details and superficial realism. She said that what matters more than external details is the luminous inside, the interior, that is stream of consciousness, right? So that's modern fiction, her attack on the traditional writers. And then her most famous essay, A Room of One's Own of 1929, spoke that patriarchy or male authority in the society is what denies women education. That is what denies women freedom. Okay. The most famous line from A Room of One's Own is, a woman must have money and a room of her own if she is to write fiction. I need to have my own room. I need to have my financial independence. If I have to write fiction, if I have to become somebody in life, I agree. Completely agree. In this essay, A Room of One's Own, she spoke of a fictional sister to Shakespeare. Fictional. She said that if Shakespeare had a sister and her name would have been Judith Shakespeare, and she had a genius more than William Shakespeare, the society would not have accepted her. The society would have still suppressed this imaginary sister of Shakespeare, that is Judith. Why? Only because she's born a woman. And that is how female creativity is silenced historically. Since history till now, female creativity and genius has been suppressed. Okay. Another famous idea that Virginia spoke about was androgyny. Combine the male and the female together, what do you get? An androgynous mind. So Virginia said that an ideal creative mind will neither be a male or a female. It will be a combination of the two. Okay. Great literature emerges from a balanced and androgynous mind rather than strict feminine or strict male mind. Combination is important. Now, this essay, very famous essay again, 1938 essay. Tell me the 1938 essay by Virginia. It is Three Guineas. Three Guineas. This essay connected militarism with masculine authority. Virginia argued that social systems have oppressed women intellectually and economically. So, if the question comes, which essay connects patriarchy with war or fascism? The answer has to be Three Guineas. Last slide, the most sad slide of the day. Very sad. How did Virginia die? I told you that the deaths of her mother, sister, papa affected her psychological condition. She tried to commit suicide a lot of times. She was in and out of the hospital. There was a time when Virginia was actually given rest cure that do not write, do not meet people, do not use your brain, do not use your intellect. But she said no to either or, all of this. She kept on reading, writing throughout her life. She became lover to Vita Sackville West. But in 1941, after the war, okay, and also, she had this severe depression. Virginia actually filled stones in her pocket. Why? So that she becomes heavy. She filled stones in her pocket. She drowned herself in River Ouse near her home in Sussex. She drowned herself. Sad slide, but reality of life. Don't be sad. We are happy. Okay? This is Heena from Team Vallath. Take very good care of yourself. Always take the good in life, not the bad in life. There's a lot of bad around, but we are good. We are happy. We are thankful. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.